Hello and good morning and welcome to the opening of New York session. We're going to show our indicator conditions up against the market. So let's continue. Please stop and read. By continuing, you are accepting these terms. Okay, we gave a video about an hour ago or a couple hours ago or so, so let's see where the conditions where we're at now at New York Open. I'm going to start out with USD Chef. It's still off of the London Anchor, up to 200 from London Open. We're still sitting here below the 50. I have to wait for conditions. Here was Friday's high exhaustion out of Asia session. Pretty much everything's staying in line with another hit to the 200 and a drop. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. GU, obviously, opposite conditions. Low exhaustion out of Asia session Friday. Really following through nicely. Had a hit to the 800 cross. Came back below the 200, and now it's really starting to just take off. EU, same conditions. The cross comparison exhaustion rules that I have mentioned in videos before are very strong, very powerful. GU, we all know GU, AU, and other majors of AU, NU will fall in line with the same direction for the most part. So obviously if GU has exhaustion, you can pretty much guarantee AU is taking off, which it has exhaustion anyway. Let's see where NU is. NU. Oh, there we go. We had low exhaustion here. Low exhaustion, low exhaustion, low exhaustion out of the three pairs. And then this did not have no exhaustion. But you know what? Just like fractional disparity, you got exhaustion representation of three of the majors. Obviously, EU is going to fall in line. It's as simple as that. And you had high exhaustion on USD Chef. Usually, USD Chef drops. It makes the other majors rise, like GU, EU, NU, and AU. Okay, so let's continue. Running on the same conditions, had to hit close to the 200 and took off from there out of London. US JAP had the high exhaustion Friday, pretty much following the same conditions of drop, such as USD Chef. Very similar pattern. US CAD, very similar. High exhaustion Friday, low exhaustion out of Asia session. We did have a low exhaustion hit out of end of day Friday conditions, and it pretty much met that price area, that zone, with another low exhaustion and took a nice rise. Let's see, AU, same conditions, low exhaustion, had high exhaustion Friday, met that high exhaustion, came down, and it's now rising again. Euro Great Britain had a multi-session kind of M situation here. High exhaustion met, high exhaustion, and it's now dropping quite nicely. EA, again, had high exhaustion end of day Thursday, Asia session Friday. Really kept hitting the tops on that. There's your safety entry right here, and pretty much prices dropped from there. We'll see if it ends up continuing down. Euro Chef had high exhaustion out of Asia session, came to London, nice railroad tracks, and took off from there. EJ, exhaustion out of Asia. It's up against monthly range high. Took a nice drop to the 200, and it's now above the 50 EMA. 13's just barely crossing. We'll have to see if it comes back down to fall in line with this previous high exhaustion. Urban Chef and low exhaustion out of Asia session Friday. Really kept hitting that bottom mark all the way across. Again today at a London session, and took a nice rise out of that. CAD had some nice high exhaustion. Almost hit on day range high out of Asia, and nice M retest of the 50 and drop from there up against the 200. Nice pin bar and dropping. So I'm looking for this to hit the Blueberry or the 800 on the day low range, day range low hit. Kuiper Jap, same thing. It met up with Friday's high. Nice M formation here. Let's see here. They did nice trapping over here to do a false breakout move and went a little bit higher right here. And now it looks like it's going to drop a little bit. We'll have to see what it does at this 200. 13 has crossed, came down below, crossed 250. So we'll just have to wait and see. See New Zealand really ranging really tightly. The 50 is locked above the 200. So I have to see if this is going to continue to rise up to the 800 or fail to retest and bring this down. AUD-CAD had low exhaustion as of Thursday. Broke into the high exhaustion on the 800 hit and really is just ranging around this 800 right now. AUD-CHEF, low exhaustion as of Thursday. End of day, came back to remeet. There's your safety entry right here. Nice and beautiful. Here's your exhaustion, finger, safety, takes off. High exhaustion hit. And now we're starting to get a little drop off of this Asia session high exhaustion. AUD-JAP, again, perfectly nice and clean. Met Friday's high. False sweep beginning move. And now it's getting in line with Friday's high exhaustion. CHEF, same conditions, had Friday high exhaustion here. Did a lot of false breakouts, trapping traders, nice hits off the 50 in line. There's a long extended, here's this low exhaustion right here. It was kind of like a midweek reversal from a week ago, a couple weeks ago actually. And it's really nice long trend breakout from that low exhaustion. Okay, Euro New Zealand, really it did hit, let's see here. Yes, it makes sense. Let's see. Euro New Zealand hit the 200 out of Asia, or London session, did the false breakout move, and came back down out of London and really rising quite nicely, everything staying locked above the 13 with these fingers pointing out. EUR-CAD, really nice setup, pretty much met Friday's high out of Asia session conditions and took a nice drop to London session on the 200 hit and took a nice rise out of the London session. CAD-CHEF, beautiful setup. They had a high exhaustion hit on Asia, high exhaustion, the default trap move. Again, now the London session is a really nice high exhaustion. Really just dropped from there. Nice W forming ID50. It already connected with the 13 again, so this might just continue to drop from there. We just have to wait to see if it breaks this zone of this previous low exhaustion, if it breaks that zone, or it continues to go up higher on a New York reversal. New Zealand Jap, same condition as all the other cross Jap pairs, met up with the Friday high, went a little bit above for the stop hunts, and really just tanked up against the 200 right now. Really nice easy conditions, high exhaustion of Friday met out of Asia session. Here's your safety entry in between Asia and London session, and it just dropped from there. You could have easily entered right up in this area, even here and here. Very little drawdown, maybe a couple re-entries, and that gave you some nice 6,700. It's almost a quarter point entry, 50 points away. It's a nice 30 pip drop. GA, nice low exhaustion Friday established. Asia session met that low. Went a little low below it on gap time. Right here, you can see this gap between these candles of open session. And obviously wanted to close the gap, so it came down high, or came down low out of Asia, and then started to build up to close this gap. And That's a really nice rise out of Asia session. Great Britain CAD, same condition. Let's see here. Came out of the low situation conditions right here. Let's see US CAD. Yeah, there's US CAD. Low exhaustion. Low exhaustion Friday. Low exhaustion Asia session. Took a rise up against 800, hit and drop. But if you look at Great Britain CAD, it's a little bit stronger of a condition as GU has been taking a nice rise. So this exhaustion that is not present represents this exhaustion, which is very simple. Okay? Fractional disparity exhaustion. New Zealand CAD. Came out of we got all these hits off of here, nice trapping. Finally just New York closed as of Friday, took a nice steep move down. Open session came pretty much right out of the gate. Hit the high on Asia session, has pretty much been meeting up against those highs all day long. Let's see what the H1 trend condition is. We got this, the counter trend. There's your exhaustion against monthly range low. It's still falling in line with that major support hit on low exhaustion. These are just counter trend conditions. I expect this to definitely rise up to the 800. We'll just always wait for the market to present itself and see what it does up against this 50. 13 is locked above. 50 is locked above the 200. It's got favorable conditions. So we'll just have to wait and see. USD Mexican. Let's see. Got this high exhaustion, which was a couple of weeks ago, or a week ago or so. Really been nice hits to the top and following in line. We got this low exhaustion where you pretty much could have gave out profit right here, re-entered, get back in line, take a nice counter trend. That's a nice W formation. Got some nice pin bar on gap time, nice pin bar there, and rise from there. Pretty easy. One dotted exhaustion, your ID50 exhaustion finger. This is your exhaustion, so it's going to return back to the 13. There's your ID safety right here. So you got in right here. Very minimum drawdown. Everything just came back, retested, and it just took off. Real simple, guys. Simplicity at its best is what makes consistency in a trading plan. That's why I work so hard. I do believe in the market maker system with a combination of price action and the new addition of what I created was EMA exhaustion. So there's GN, the last one. Really ranged tightly around tight gaps of the EMAs from the 50 to the 800. Not a lot of movement. This just is obviously showing conditions for consistent trapping as the EMAs get tighter and tighter. And as they got tight, 50 locked underneath, it dropped down. Very, very simple conditions. It's up against the 200 again, so we'll have to see if it retests to drop. Obviously, New Zealand is on the rise, so that makes the condition for this favorable to follow through on a New York reversal. We'll just have to see and what they present. There's the ID50, two fingers pointing the exhaustion of the 13 EMA. Actually, there's one EMA missing in here. It's the 5 EMA. So technically speaking, that's the exhaustion of the 5 EMA to return back to the 13. So, all right. Hope everybody has a great trading day. Look forward to a great week in our signals channel. We're going to let these false moves of Monday finish out, and then we're going to look for our opportunities to get in line with major direction of the market for the rest of the week. All right, everybody have a great day. Take care. Bye for now.